Hey you guys, I'm going to go ahead and make a video on how to set up Turnitin, and in other videos I'll show you all the other key features. So I've already went on to Moodle, and I'm going to go ahead and add an activity or resource like I normally do on Moodle. And once that pops up, I'm going to go ahead and choose the Turnitin assignment. Normally, you probably are just clicking on assignment here, but Turnitin is down a little bit further. Go ahead and hit add. Once you do this, this will look kind of familiar, just like a regular assignment. Go ahead and fill in what you need. If you want to put anything in this box right here to give more instructions, I usually leave it blank, but unless I'm absent and I need specific instructions to them. Submission type, I like to always click file upload, so that way they don't do text transmissions, just because it's easier to grade the file upload, and then also to download it, or if you want to print it, you can do all of that as well. Number of parts is if you have separate sections. For example, me as an English teacher, I might want to have two different parts. One would be the rough draft and then the final draft, or 3 parts, a rough draft, a letter of how they're going to fix the rough draft, and then the final draft. But we'll go ahead and keep it simple right here with just one part. I don't do anything with a maximum file size. Allow submissions of any file type. I go ahead and click no, make sure that that's no, just because I prefer a Word document. I don't want them doing, Google links or anything like that. I want an actual Word document. Display originality reports to students. What this means is if they're going to be able to see how much has matched online. So if they are writing an essay or something, and we are looking for how original their writing is, then I go ahead and say yes, because this kind of gives them a clue. This is something that I've asked for last year, is it gives them a clue that maybe they need to go back and put in quotation marks or cite their sources or reword it. And so it kind of gives them a clue before they hit the final submit button. Grade display, just keep it as percentage. Automatically refresh originality scores and grades. Yes, I just want them to be able to see it. Okay, so here is the grade part. I don't really click on this ever. I just leave it as is. Assignment part 1, we can rename this. So let's say that this is my rough draft, and later I might want to go ahead and add a second or third part to this. They'll go ahead and start it today. I can put in the due date for whenever I want it due, so maybe I do want it a week from today that it'll be due. And then the post date, this is really important. The post date is when you will have it graded by. The students will not be able to see anything until the post date. So you can always go in and change the post date. So let's say that I'm going to have it graded in 3 days for them. And then I just always go ahead and just make the time available as well. So on January 15th, this will automatically shut down everything and allow them to shut down your grading capabilities, and then it will pop up for the students to be able to see what your comments are in your grading. Originality report options. This shows where they're going to pull the information from. Allow submissions after the due date. If you want to, you can say no, and then it cuts it off. So after January 12th, nobody can turn in anything without you knowing about it. I go ahead and click yes, because I don't want to have to click this button later, because there's always somebody that turns in something late. But that's up to you and how you run your class. So generate reports immediately. And this allows resubmissions. So let's say that I'm a student and I realize my originality report came back to me, and I'm able to see that, it's 60% copied or whatever, and I want to go ahead and fix that. Or I just wanted to turn it in and I forgot to put in a concluding paragraph, so I go ahead and work on that and then return it in. I go ahead and let submissions are allowed until the due date. So I let them be able to resubmit. So if they need to fix anything before I actually grade it, they're able to do it on their own without bugging me about it. Store student papers, I go ahead and store them. Check against stored student papers, yes. Check against internet, yes. Check against journals, periodicals, and publications, yes. I'm going to exclude a bibliography, so if it shows a works cited or anything, it's going to exclude that. Exclude quoted material, I'm going to go ahead and exclude that, because if it's in quotes, then I'm probably properly citing it. But you can always say no, so that way you're able to see, are the quotes matching the stored material. These all are just to be able to check to see for plagiarism and to see if the students are actually writing original papers and essays and short answer responses, as opposed to copying them from the internet or straight from Wikipedia, or not citing their sources properly. So this helps the students really get college ready. I don't exclude any small matches. This will say, like, if there's only 2 words, it'll exclude 2 words that are matched. I go ahead and just leave it as is. But if you want to be really particular and not have to comb through the paper, this would be a good way. Grade mark options. So this is something that we can go into further videos, but attach a rubric to this assignment. You can actually create your own rubrics and turn it in. Or you can use their current rubrics that are based on the 7th grade STAR essay, I believe is what's currently in there. But it's pretty similar to our own Steele Accelerated High School rubric, writing rubric. So if you want to grade everything, then it can kind of grade it for you, or you can create your own rubric, and we'll do that in a different video. Enable E-Rate or grammar check. This says yes. So what this does is automatically hit those hot spots of grammar issues. And we'll see a paper where that does that. I go ahead and say, yes, I want to click on all of them. So you can automatically grade that grammar for me, turn it in. Thank you so much. Obviously, we'll keep it as a U.S. English dictionary. And I go ahead and keep it as advanced because I want them to know all of the rules. Common module settings, I don't touch this. And restrict access, I don't touch this either. And just like, and I always go ahead and just double check and make sure things are filled out. But just like normal, you would just say save and display or save and return to course. So we'll go ahead and save and return it to course. And now you will see, I believe I put it at the bottom here. So now you see the awesome assignment. You can always click back to edit it like normal. So you can always edit the settings. You can move it right to make it more noticeable, just like normal Moodle settings. You can hide it until you're ready for them to do it. So maybe you want to keep it as a surprise, like I do for my semester exams. I hide them until the day of the semester exam, so that way they're not looking ahead of time. We can duplicate it if we want to duplicate it, however you want to do it on the regular Moodle settings. So now we have our super awesome assignment ready to go. When it is done, you'll be able to see the normal settings. Or let's say, oh, I want to change the date or something like that. You can change the date as well. So let's say that I want to change my post date. Maybe I'm running a little bit late and I need another day to do it. So I can go ahead and change it right here underneath the edit button. And now I'm able to have all of the information available to the students the next day. Or maybe I was really awesome and I did it a day ahead of time and I know my class is on the 14th. So I go ahead and do it that day. And so now it's automatically changed it to January 14th. And so now you're able to grade it. Right here in this grade striped area, this would be where you would be able to grade. You would click the little pencil mark and be able to grade it. What I'm going to show you though is one that was graded. So here was one that was turned in last year. It was in my journalism class, and so this is what it would look like. You would have all of the names of the students, and you would have their titles, their paper numbers, when it was submitted. So again, you would be able to see any late papers would be here. There's similarity reports, so you'll be able to see like 32% when other people are 5 or 12%. You might want to look a little closer on that one. And then here's the grading. You would just click the pencil to get to the grade. And I've already went ahead and clicked on this one. Now you can see here are all of the grammatical issues that pop up automatically. They're in purple and it tells you what's wrong with it. It's a prepositional phrase. And if you click on it, it might even say, you may be using the wrong preposition. Or you click on this and it tells you, review the rules for using punctuation marks. So it's telling you that you need to do stuff. You can add comments into it as well if you want to add other information, like reminding them of where to look, or telling them that they need to recreate the sentence to make sense because it's a run-on as well. However you want to do it. So as you can see, we've got run-on sentences, we've got passive voice, so it'll even click on that. All of these items pull up. The items in red match stuff. So we're able to see that this matched, and when we go on the side here, we can see how much is matched and what is matched. Here are the quick marks, and here's the grammar marks. Isn't that beautiful? It even tells you how many times they've had an error in mechanics or style or usage, and it tells you what the issues were. So you could really focus even more on, okay, I know a lot of people are having issues with missing commas, so we better do a quick hit session on commas. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and end this video just because I wanted to show you the setup of it and what it looks like when it comes back. I'll do a second video on how to be able to grade and use all of these marks on the side to be able to grade a paper.